Hey Flower Tribe, it's Kelly Lehman from Cranberry Fields Flower Farm, and I'm coming to you from behind the camera today because I want to give you some great Annabelle Hydrangea tips. So this is what my Annabelle Hydrangea hedge looks like this time of year. It's the middle of June, and what happened was last year some of the deer got a hold of this part of the hedge. So like these 3 or 4 plants, the deer got a hold of and they wound up eating them, a lot of them. So I wound up giving them a pruning at the beginning of spring. And so I left about 2 feet of the plant in place. The rest of them I just kind of hacked off with just like some clippers. And what happened was these guys obviously are a lot smaller than its sister plants. Now, I usually don't cut back my Annabelle Hydrangea at all. They come in on new growth, and what happens is when you don't cut back your hydrangea, when you don't prune them back, you wind up getting smaller floral heads that have a little bit of a sturdier stem. So take a look at how sturdy some of these stems are, because they're not coming all the way from the ground. They're coming from like some of the wood that was set in place like last year. Like you can see, like some of this wood was already set in place and some of these branches are just coming right off of there. Whereas when I wound up pruning these guys back over here, a lot of these stems are coming in right from the base of the plant. Now, what happens when I do that is then I'm going to get larger flower heads. So some of these flower heads are going to wind up being the size of soccer balls. They're just starting off now, but they are going to be absolutely tremendous. And that's a benefit of cutting them all the way back, or, to like maybe 18 inches or, 2 feet to the ground, because you're going to get larger flower heads because you kind of gave that plant almost like a recharge. But the problem is sometimes when it rains out, those giant soccer ball sized blooms will wind up flopping to the ground because some of these stems aren't quite as sturdy as the other guys that I just showed you from the plant that was not pruned back. So these are just like 2 things to consider. Some of you just absolutely love those magnificent like soccer ball sized blooms, and some of you just want to have smaller blooms that are on sturdier stems. So it's all like your own preference. Either way is fine. They both work, and you could take a look at the difference in the size of some of these floral heads. So once again, this Annabelle Hydrangea was not pruned back, so it's got more delicate, beautiful blooms, but some of them are still pretty big. I mean, they're not tiny by any means, and some of them are getting pretty large. But I have a feeling that the ones that are growing on the hydrangea plants that were pruned back are going to be like just absolutely tremendous, because that's happened in years past. But that's just kind of like an update on this Annabelle Hydrangea. And it's really nice because this plant self-propagates. A lot of times the stems will wind up like dropping to the ground, and they'll wind up just making more and more new plants. So I think I planted maybe about, maybe like 6 or 7 of these plants about 10 or 15 years ago, and they've self-propagated, and now I probably have about maybe like 15 or 20 plants back here. But, it takes a while, so be patient with them. But they're a terrific flower to have in your garden, and there's a version of Annabelle Hydrangea, like a similar hydrangea, and it's called Incredible, and that's by Proven Winners, and they have sturdier stems. So Annabelle hydrangeas are beautiful, Incredible hydrangeas are beautiful, and so I hope you guys got some great info from this video today. If you did, let me know in comments below if you enjoyed it, and please join me over on my Kelly Lehman's Flower Tribe Facebook group, because there are gardeners from all over the world, and they're posting pictures of their own beautiful flowers from their gardens, and they're asking and answering tons of garden questions. And please come say hi to us over on our Cranberry Fields Instagram page, and I will see you in the next video.